Yeah, how was the reaction? I mean, we were just talking about it opening up the show. There's a collective sigh of relief around the city of Indianapolis, sports-wise.
Yeah. Yeah, no question. My attitude was I was getting a lot of emails and tweets from folks saying, as the team was struggling in the early portion of this season, why are you bashing this team so much? Just say that they're a bad team and move on. Just say that they stink and move on. And what we saw yesterday was the real reason why we were all riding them so hard this season. That's what they're capable of. If they weren't capable of playing at the level that we saw yesterday, we probably would just move on and say, well, this isn't a very good football team and keep it moving. But because we knew that they were capable of doing great things on the football field, that's why we rode them so hard. That's why we put pressure on them, because we knew that they were capable of that kind of performance. And so that was really good to see. I thought Jasinski did a fantastic job in his first game. And if he's able to do that in 3 days of being the offensive coordinator and put together a game plan against that Broncos defense, well, that's a positive sign moving forward, especially if Andrew Luck and company, if they continue to take care of the football.
Well, I think we could all agree there's more to be had here, too. I mean, we were up 17-0 in that game and let the Denver Broncos back in that game. We kind of had a stagnant middle of the game, end of the second quarter, beginning of most of the third quarter. Right. And so I think there's actually another level this team could get to. So I wouldn't get overhyped about this win. Yes, it's a great win against a great opponent at home, which you need to do. But I think there's another level this team can take it to. And would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, what's funny, in the offseason, we were looking at the wide receiving core, the 3 wide receivers that were going to wreak havoc. It would be T.Y. Hilton, Andre Johnson, and then the first-round draft pick, Phillip Dorsett. And at this point, it's been T.Y. Hilton, Dante Moncrief, and Griff Whalen's come alive.
Yeah.
So, we still haven't seen a whole lot from Andre Johnson just yet. So that's a weapon that maybe at some point they figure out a way to utilize him. Dwayne Allen didn't have a single catch in the game yesterday. We know what he's capable of. There are still a number of weapons on this football team that they have not taken advantage of just yet. And I feel like Judd will, as the season progresses, he will utilize those guys. So as it's funny, as we talked about yesterday, Dave, when we talked to Jaquel Jackson after the Carolina game, he kept talking about we're this close. And I know we both kind of looked at each other like, okay. But what they did yesterday makes you really believe him. We'll see how the defense looks when we want Mike Adams to get healthy, and it's unfortunate what happened to Henry Anderson. But if the defense continues to progress in the right direction, the offense can pick up a lot of that slack. They dominated time of possession yesterday, and that helped out the defense quite a bit.
I tell you, there are a lot of teams in the NFL that are just flat out bad. I mean, you know what you're going to get when you watch such and such team play. But with the Colts, I mean, there is a fine line. And we said it in week 1. This is not a bad team.
No.
Right.
So who knows where we're going to go from here? But
we played really bad at times. I mean, we've played some seriously bad halves. But the fact that
we say bad, it's bad.
It's bad. And most of the time, it was on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah. I mean, that's why they fired their offense coordinator. Somebody had to take the heat and the blame for all that, the turnovers, the lack of production, and the defense was getting ridiculed because they were giving up a lot of points, but they were getting put in terrible situations. Right. So it's one of those things where you can't be – we were never that bad of a team. We were just playing bad in certain situations, and we were getting down 2, 3, 4 scores and coming back and making the game interesting, and then there just wasn't enough time or wasn't enough effort left at the end of the game to get back in the game.
Yeah.
So, Michael, I guess the question moving forward is, we've seen how good this team can be, and there is still a lot of room for improvement. Are they going to, again, here we go in the bye week. 2 things can happen. You can get better in the bye week, you can get worse. You can't stay the same. I'm interested to see what this team's going to be like coming back off the bye week.
I think this team can be really scary moving forward. Again, it's not about how you're playing in August, September, October. It's really how you're playing in November and December. And so this was a really big step in the right direction. And then you look at the landscape of the schedule moving forward. Atlanta not playing good football. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in there. You could have the Steelers without Ben Roethlisberger. Still a dangerous team because of Antonio Brown, and he still made plays with Landry Jones at quarterback. But that game wouldn't be as difficult if Ben Roethlisberger isn't in the lineup. And then you're back in AFC South games again. So this team has an opportunity to really put some wins together, build an offensive rhythm, and I just really think the confidence of getting a victory like that is something that that will carry this team a long way, at least into January. We knew that they can win the AFC South. That's fine. but it would look like an early exit in January, the way that this football team was playing. But after that win yesterday, if they can keep that going, it's if they can keep it going, taking it one game at a time.
Yeah.
You really can't make any pronouncements right now. That was a very good football game they put together.
It does let your mind wander after a win like this. Okay, you win the division, you got a home playoff game, wild card game. Then if you win that, then you're only a couple wins. I mean, you just think about things and it gets carried away, and you never know. This is a crazy league, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fun to watch every week.
It is fun to
Yes,
watch.
it is.
This is why it's the 800-pound gorilla of professional sports. We all love it.